So now we are going to start with the types of potential energy. Potential energy is a kind of stored energy, and now we will see in how many ways we can store energy. In how many ways the energy is stored in an object. So first type is chemical energy. So chemical energy is like the energy in plants, like the chemical energy is energy stored in substance. Okay. So chemical energy is one of the type of stored energy. Stored energy means potential energy. So chemical energy can be in, you can see it can be in foods, like this energy is in foods. It can be in fossil fuels, like we are familiar with fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, coal. These contain some chemical energy. And batteries, the car batteries and other batteries have chemical energy stored in them. So chemical energy is a type of stored energy in which we normally consider the position of atoms and electrons. So chemical energy is a type of energy which is due to atoms and electrons. So this chemical energy is commonly available in foods, like the plants are getting this like the energy from sun like through photosynthesis process they prepare their food, and in foods we have stored energy. That stored energy is called chemical energy, and chemical energy is a type of potential energy. In fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, coals, natural gas, all these substances are called fossil fuels. Normally when we burn them we get heat energy, so it means those fossil fuels have some stored energy in them. So that stored energy is called chemical energy, and chemical energy is also called potential energy. In batteries we have chemicals or acids. Acids contain some chemical energy, and chemical energy is also a type of potential energy. Okay, one more type of potential energy is called elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy is stored in elastic objects, and elastic objects are those objects which can which when some external force is applied on them, their shape may get changed, but once the force is removed, the elastic object actually regains their original position. So when we deform when we deform the elastic object, let us consider the example of spring. Suppose we have a spring like this, and spring is an elastic object. Okay, let's assume that I am going to apply some force on it. Okay, like spring is compressed like this. When I would release this spring, it will regain its position like this, and it will start oscillating like this. Now this energy is actually a type of stored energy. Initially I put some energy, I transferred some of my energy and compress it like this. Then due to its elastic nature, it like the spring tried to regain its original state like this, and then come back like this. Like actually the spring is in motion, it has some energy, and this energy is due actually is like the right now it is in motion, means it has some kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy is actually converted from potential energy, and that stored potential energy is called elastic potential energy, and this stored energy is actually initially transferred from our body. So spring oscillates like this, it has some stored energy, and that stored energy is called elastic potential energy. Okay, so this elastic potential energy is commonly seen in spring, like rubber bands or something like that. Such type of objects have elastic potential energy. Let's move to next type of stored energy or potential energy is gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. So what is gravitational potential energy? Okay, it is also a type of stored energy. Suppose let's assume that I have a football like this, and when I just throw this football in upward direction till here, its energy is, when it was moving in upward direction, like the object, this football is actually moving against the gravity. So when it is moving against the gravity, it is actually storing some energy in it, and when it will reach to a maximum height, then at that time its kinetic energy would be 0. From that position it will start moving in downward direction. When it starts moving in downward direction, now at that point it actually utilizes its own stored energy. Now it has kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy is due to that stored energy, and it is actually in the form of gravitational potential energy. Moving in upward direction is actually work done against gravity. That work done is stored in it in the form of potential energy. That potential energy is called gravitational potential energy. So we have three types of potential energies. Chemical potential energy, the chemical potential energy is stored in foods, fossil fuels, batteries. Elastic potential energy is actually stored in elastic objects like rubber band, spring, like that. And gravitational potential energy is stored in an object when the work is done on an object against the gravity. So when work is done against the gravity, some energy, that work is stored in the form of energy, that is called gravitational potential energy.